Hey, how's it going? This is Owen. Hope you're all doing well out there. And today's video is a solo review of the Tempur LuxeBreeze mattress, which is the most high-end mattress available from Tempur-Pedic. I'm guessing you've heard of Tempur-Pedic. They are one of the most well-known mattress brands out there, and there are quite a few beds you can buy online, including the LuxeBreeze, for a pretty hefty price point, which we'll get into a little bit later. We're going to cover everything you need to know about, including what it's actually made of, what it's going to feel like for you to sleep on, how firm it is, that price point, its cooling factor, which is really important, and who might want to pick one up for themselves. If that sounds good and you find this video helpful or interesting, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate that a lot. And make sure you look down below in the description. There's going to be a lot of info to help you with your online mattress search, including a full detailed written review of the LuxeBreeze. But without further ado, let's get into the review. So let's kick this thing off by briefly covering the policy info for the Tempur LuxeBreeze. This is stuff like shipping, returns, trial periods, and warranties. So you're not gonna pay anything extra for shipping, and this mattress and all the other beds from Tempur-Pedic, except for the Tempur Cloud, all ship via white glove delivery. This means the bed's gonna ship full size, it's not gonna be roll packed or anything, and a local delivery team is gonna show up with the mattress, do all the setup for you, and even haul away your old mattress if you want them to. Once the bed arrives at your doors, when your trial period of 90 nights begins, the usual online mattress standard is 100 nights, some even go up to an entire year. Tempur-Pedic, for some reason, decides 90 instead of 100 is what they're gonna go with. I don't think those extra 10 nights are that big a deal, but it would be kind of nice to see them bump it up to 100. If you decide within that trial window the mattress isn't for you, you can return it, and there will be a $175 fee associated with that return. Now, as far as I know, this isn't a fee that you pay up front, it's just deducted from your refund. We do see a lot more brands these days doing some kind of return fee. Usually that fee is $99, with Tempur-Pedic's $175, just a little bit more than average. And if you decide to keep the mattress, which you probably will if you're doing all your online research, you're looking at a standard 10-year warranty with the Tempur LuxeBreeze. More information about these policies should be linked down below in the description if you want to learn more. But let's get into the more important stuff now with the overall construction and feel of the Tempur LuxeBreeze. So there aren't a lot of layers going on underneath the cover of the Tempur LuxeBreeze. You have two different support layers of dense foam. This is pretty usual for most foam mattresses, some kind of big, thick, dense support foam layer. There's a hybrid version of this mattress that replaces that foam with coils, and the coils on this version are actually gonna be encased in foam to help improve the edge support, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And then the primary comfort layer is a pretty darn thick layer of what they just call ventilated pressure relief material, which is just a breathable, dense memory foam. And then you have the cover of the Tempur LuxeBreeze, which is very actively cooled to the touch. We'll talk about that here in a second. This comfort layer really defines the feel of the mattress, which is just a dense, classic memory foam feel, which is what Tempur-Pedic is known for. Tempur-Pedic is really the pioneers of memory foam as a mattress material. A lot of other companies do use memory foam as their main comfort layer, but Tempur-Pedic was one of the originals. This means that when you lay down on this mattress, it'll probably feel pretty firm at first, especially if your room is cold, and then you'll slowly start to sink into that top layer of foam as it conforms to your body's shape. One of the hallmarks of a classic memory foam like this is that it is very slow to respond when you relieve pressure from it. This means that if you're the type of person who rotates between sleeping positions a lot, the bed can almost provide some resistance to that, which some people like, some people don't like. I've actually been sleeping on the Tempur-ProBreeze, which is the step down from the LuxeBreeze, for a little over 6 months, and in the past I never really liked memory foam all that much for that reason. But I have found most nights I'll fall asleep right on my left shoulder and wake up in the exact same position, which means I'm getting some pretty restful sleep. Again, this type of memory foam feel isn't everyone's cup of tea, but if you are interested in a memory foam bed, this is the exact type of prototypical memory foam mattress you're probably thinking of. And related to construction, let's get into the cooling factor of this mattress. The cover of the LuxeBreeze is noticeably very cool to the touch, and one nice feature is you can actually unzip the cover completely if you don't want an extreme cooling factor. Again, I've been sleeping on the ProBreeze, and it doesn't sleep quite as cold as the LuxeBreeze according to Tempur-Pedic, but during the winter we actually zipped the cover off completely, and it kind of blunted the cooling factor, which we didn't really need in the wintertime. But I've since put the cover back on as it's starting to heat up, and it definitely stays nice and cool at night. So I think the cover is really, really nice, and the fact that you can actually unzip it and zip it back on is an underrated feature that we haven't really seen with other cooling mattresses. And the big thing with the LuxeBreeze is that according to Tempur-Pedic, it's supposed to help you sleep up to 10 degrees cooler at night, while the ProBreeze only sleeps 5 degrees cooler. Comparing both beds side by side, it's really hard to notice that the LuxeBreeze is gonna sleep much cooler than the ProBreeze. Again, I've been sleeping on the ProBreeze, I've had 0 temperature issues on that bed, but if you are a very hot sleeper looking for every edge possible, I think the LuxeBreeze is probably the way to go. And then let's move over to the subject of firmness. This is another area where the LuxeBreeze and the ProBreeze differ quite a bit. The ProBreeze only comes in a medium and a medium hybrid. The LuxeBreeze, you have a few more options, including a soft and a firm, and a medium hybrid. So if you want something more noticeably plush, I would go with that soft model. I would predict that bed to be around a medium soft with a ton of pressure relief. That firm model is the one that we tested, and we found that one to be around a medium firm, maybe a hair firmer than that, so a lot less give in that mattress. And the medium hybrid model will be around a flat medium, so a nice option for couples and for people who maybe don't have one specific sleeping position that they prefer the most. Let's get into a few factors for couples, namely edge support and motion isolation. The motion isolation on Tempur-Pedic is extremely, extremely good. You might be familiar with those ads way back in the day with the wine glasses where someone's stomping around and it doesn't spill. And having slept on one of these for about 6 months, the motion isolation is very, very good. I can toss and turn a little bit and it won't disturb my partner at all. So if that's an issue for you, you're a light sleeper, this mattress is going to be a great option. Edge support is also quite good. The hybrid model, like I mentioned, the coils are actually encased in a layer of foam to help enhance the edge support. And even the all foam model should have plenty solid edge support. Again, I've been sleeping on the ProBreeze, which isn't exactly the same as the LuxeBreeze, but it's really, really close. And I've had no edge support problems. And then moving on to price, this is probably going to be the point in the video where you click off because it's very, very expensive. So a queen size Tempur-Pedic LuxeBreeze mattress retails for $5,600, which is easily among the most expensive beds that I've tested. Really only compares to other mattresses from Tempur-Pedic and some really high-end mattresses from Purple and maybe one from Avocado. So there's no getting around this is a very expensive mattress. We do sometimes see this mattress go on discount to bring the price down a bit, but even discounted, the price doesn't really dip below $5,000, which is still a lot to spend on a mattress. So to be interested in this mattress, you have to have a pretty big budget. Make sure you look down below in the description for those discounts I mentioned, and maybe they change the price a little bit, but I don't really see this mattress being an affordable option anytime soon. And with all that out of the way, that leaves us with the question, who should consider picking up the Tempur LuxeBreeze mattress for themselves? And I don't see this mattress being for a ton of people, if I'm being honest, mostly because of that price point. I think the Tempur ProBreeze or even the Tempur Adapt models have plenty enough cooling factor for most people. This is really for someone who has a lot of money to spend on a mattress and really wants the maximum cooling factor they can buy. And if you want something that is noticeably soft or noticeably firm with Tempur-Pedic, then I could also see this being the way to go because the Tempur ProBreeze and say the base model Tempur Adapt only come in those mediums instead of those more specialized firmness options. But I think Tempur-Pedic is a really nice, reputable brand, and if you really like memory foam, Tempur-Pedic is very appealing, but it's really hard to get around that price point. But let us know what you think, write us down below in the comments, so I'll get your thoughts. And again, tons of stuff in the description to help you with your online mattress search, so be sure to take a look down there. If you found this video helpful or interesting, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it a lot. But it's going to do it for me. This is Owen with the Slumber Yard. I'll see you in the next one.